First at 6 o'clock, a child has died 1 week after police said he and his family were attacked. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is standing by with an update on the man accused of that attack.
You know, a lot of people get killed over something pettier than that, you know, so thank God she's alive too.
Scary moments for a pregnant woman after police say someone tried to steal her car.
The longer it lasts, you'll see prices for all those goods and services start to rise.
Yeah, there are supply chain concerns because of the backlog at 36 ports along the East Coast. We'll tell you what the longshoremen strike could mean for you and for all of us.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus, America Areas.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Happy Thursday, everybody. Like we said, 6 o'clock, waiting for the sun to come up. Let's get over to meteorologist Matt Scott. How is it out there relative to how it should be this time of year?
Well,
pretty average?
Yeah, pretty average. Yeah. Now, later on today, be slightly above average. We're going to build up those temperatures a bit by October standards. Warm. Same old, what we've seen all week. Mixture of sun, decent amount of clouds here and there, but nothing in the way of rain. We're going to turn up the heat a little bit by bit. Next couple of days are going to be fairly mild. And we do see some showers in the long distance. Details on that coming up. Satellite radar pictures quiet again. No worries out there, nor are we looking for any, even as we broaden the view. We don't even have anything left of that very weak frontal boundary that was kind of trying to bring in a little rain and failed miserably like most of it has over the last week or so. 58 in Hartford, 62 in New Haven. That's pretty mild for 6 a.m. We're at our lucky 61 already in Bridgeport. But look at the temperatures on the eastern side of the state. Big swing on the thermometer, mid to upper 40s, Willimantic, Putnam, Norwich. School bus forecast for the high schoolers, 57 now is how we average it out. Clouds, sure. Keeping it a little milder, sure. Mostly cloudy later on, 72 degrees. Talk about the forecast for the weekend coming up. Lots of stuff to do this weekend, Rachel Piscatelli. Get your dance card filled now.
The what card?
Dance card. It's an old phrase.
Oh, okay. You may have to explain that one to me.
Good morning, Rachel Piscatelli. Nice to see you.
6:02. Hi, Matt. Good to see you as well. We are following some road work over in Newington this morning on Route 9. There's a bit of a delay there from Route 9 southbound exits 38 through 37. That is a small stretch of the roadway, but you can see we still have cones on that right lane, and traffic is getting by on that left lane. Tim and Erica, back to you.
Rachel, thanks. Well, Bridgeport police say a 6-year-old boy has died after a man beat him with a bat last week.
Yeah, the boy's mother and another young child were also attacked. They're expected to at least physically recover. As for the suspect in custody this morning, he is facing upgraded charges now. So let's get over to Fox 61's Brooke Griffin for more. She's here with us in studio. Brooke, what else did police say happened?
Well, this morning we know that the suspect is now facing a murder charge. This coming after Bridgeport police say he brutally beat a 6-year-old boy with a bat. Police say that boy died yesterday. Now, I do want to warn you before we continue, the details of this case are quite gruesome, so turn the volume down if you need to. Bridgeport police say last Wednesday they received several 911 calls about a man beating adults and children with a bat at an apartment building on Main Street. Now, before officers arrived, neighbors say they tried to help pull the children away from 38-year-old Abdul Rahim Suleiman. According to court documents, a city camera caught Suleiman throwing a bloody bat out the window, and then he jumped headfirst into that same dumpster. Police then arrested him later on. Now, they also found the bat in that dumpster later on as well. The suspect is being held on a $10 million bond on charges of murder with special circumstance, attempted murder, assault, and risk of injury to a minor. The murder with special circumstance is a new charge now that that boy has died. A judge ordered Suleiman to wear 2 ankle monitors after he tried to assault a court martial as well during that first appearance. And we've learned this isn't the first time that he's been violent. He was also serving jail time in New Jersey for a violent charge as well. Suleiman will be back in Bridgeport court on October 10th to further discuss those extensive charges that he's facing right now. Now, this is being considered a domestic violence case because police say the victims knew Suleiman when this happened. I want to remind you that if you or anyone you know is facing emotional or physical abuse, there are many resources out there to help. We have a number of those listed on fox61.com. Tim and Erica, back to you.
Brooke, thank you. 6:05. There is a court date today for a woman who's been accused of lying about there being a shooter inside a school in East Hampton. 57-year-old Monica Smith from Lebanon has been charged with falsely reporting an incident and other crimes. Police said they found Smith outside the middle school on Tuesday when she apparently told officers there was an active shooter inside when there wasn't. It's important to note here, Smith shouldn't be confused with a teacher at the high school in town who has the same name.
Well, caught on camera, a man allegedly beats up a pregnant woman while trying to steal her car. The suspect, we do know, is in jail this morning.
Police said the attack happened in a Dunkin' drive-thru in East Haven earlier this week.
Officers say 2 employees stepped in to stop it and help. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc was the first reporter to get access to this video. We do want to warn you that parts of it can be disturbing to watch.
Police tell us the victim in this case was at this drive-through window when the suspect allegedly pulled up in front of her, blocking her in before getting into her car. We obtained this video from a nearby business catching the incident on camera. Police say it happened around 7:40 Tuesday night when 28-year-old William Rodriguez of New Haven pulled up in a stolen car, parking nose to nose with the victim's car. Rodriguez, who police say seemed heavily intoxicated, is then seen walking over to the passenger side of the victim's car before getting in. Police say he demanded the woman give him her keys, and when she refused, Rodriguez began punching her. Officers say the victim is 4 months pregnant and took cover inside the store. Officers say Rodriguez then struggled to operate the car, leaving time for Dunkin' employees to run out and pull him out. In this surveillance video, you can see them punch him several times and toss him to the ground, pinning him down until officers arrived a few minutes later. Rodriguez was arrested, during which police say there was a struggle where he allegedly bit a paramedic on scene.
The bravery of those 2 employees that sprung into action, again, we never want to encourage somebody to put their safety at risk, but their actions is a testament to their bravery, and we can't thank them enough.
Rodriguez facing a New Haven judge Wednesday morning, where we learned he has a lengthy criminal history, including several outstanding arrest warrants. His public defender says Rodriguez does not have stable housing and admits to having issues with substance abuse and no financial means to post bond. Back in East Haven, those who frequent this Dunkin' Donuts are happy this all ended the way it did, with the 2 employees stepping in.
Brave folks. Brave folks. You just don't know what anybody's carrying these days.
I've seen a lot of things happen, and people just mind their business, something serious, especially if a lady who's pregnant. A lot of people get killed over something pettier than that, So thank God she's alive, too.
Now, the judge did set Rodriguez's bond at $500,000. We are in East Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Julia, thank you for that report. We had 36 ports along the eastern seaboard are at a standstill this morning as port workers demand a fair contract.
And today is the 3rd day of their strike that involves 45,000 workers. Their union rejected the latest offer by port operators that would have boosted their wages by 50% while tripling their retirement benefits. Union leaders said that offer falls short of their demands.
Automation is not being implemented to make the job safer. It's being implemented to get rid of jobs, to save that money and put into the big boss's pockets.
Now, the impacted ports handle about half of the nation's cargo from ships. Well, there are growing concerns about how a long-term strike could affect the supply chain.
Yeah, this morning, Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolfhorst looks at how the strike could affect us.
The impacts could vary and really all depend on how long these strikes end up lasting. 45,000 workers at 36 East and Gulf Coast ports walked off the job Tuesday. They're demanding higher wages and less reliance on automated machinery. But just how extensive the impacts are depends on how long the strike lasts.
If it's short-lived, if it's a day or two, the people who run the businesses might feel a little hiccup, or the people who have distribution centers might feel it, but the rest of us probably not. The longer it lasts, you'll see prices for all those goods and services start to rise.
President Biden says he will not invoke the Taft-Hartley Act, an almost 80-year-old law which would force workers back to their jobs while negotiations take place. Negotiations are still stalled tonight as more than 120 ships are on their way to the ports with nowhere to go. And in New York and New Jersey, ships are already anchored with no sign of movement. In the studio, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Emma, thank you. FEMA recovery centers in Southbury and Wilton are now open to help flood victims. Staff are available to help people apply for federal disaster assistance for damage from the floods back on August 18th. Both centers will be open 7 days a week. For a list of times and locations, we've got them on our webpage, fox61.com. Well, it has been 45 years since an F4 tornado caused a path of destruction across northern Connecticut, primarily in Windsor Locks, which is why it's known as the Windsor Locks tornado. But it actually touched down in Windsor and wound up pretty much going straight north following Route 75 and cut a path all the way through Suffield, too. 3 people were killed, and there was extensive damage to surrounding communities, including across the border in Agawam, Massachusetts.